Alright, so moving on from problem 3.4, doing the T account balances for Connor McAllister's law practice, and we finished totaling all of the T account and balanced each T account, and now ready to put them into our trial balance. So I've got it started here. So then you would just simply write down the name of each of the items in the order that we talked about, so starting with assets, and make sure when you write down the balance you put it on the correct side, the side that you have the increase side on your T account. So I whipped in a couple of entries here so you wouldn't have to spend so much time watching me write. So I have all of the assets, and then accounts, liabilities. We have the owner's equity, and now we'll put in the revenue, and then we'll do the expenses. So the revenue is fees income. $35,730. And then we need to put in the expenses. Auto expense, rent expense, salary expense, telephone expense, and utilities expense. And I had those upside down when I did this problem earlier, or worked on the problem earlier, I guess. Okay, so those are all of our expenses. I had a student in the past that would memorize this by saying "allure" when he was writing down the accounts and needing to remember what order to put them in. So yes, allure is how you would put an acronym to that down the left-hand side. So then we need a total. This isn't a total anything, it's just a double checking total. So total, we need a single line first, and $196,710 should be what we get on each side. We complete that with a double underline. Okay, I know I've said this before, but the trial balance is a tool for you, the bookkeeper, but it's not an official accounting statement. It's not one that we would turn in to anyone. It's a tool that we're using to make sure that our accounts are balanced before we move into the actual important statements. And that's where we're headed next. So next we'll move into the income statement. Remember to begin your statement with the who, what, and where. or who, what, and when, I'm sorry, who, what, and when. And to save just a little time, Connor McAllister, counselor and attorney at law. That was so long. This is the income statement. This is for the month of April, so we put month ended. April 30th, 2016. Our income statement is going to show us the results of our business over the month. So we gather this information from our T accounts or our trial balance. Now we can just use our trial balance as a tool to do these. So first we have our revenue. And the revenue goes on the right hand side of the 2-column table. Now the 2 columns that we're using now are not debits and credits. I know that's weird, but when we're using a 2-column financial statement, you can't think of the left and right side as debits and credits anymore. Okay, so our revenue is fees income. That goes on the right hand side. It was $35,730. Our expenses are auto expense. We're going to add these up on the left hand side. Seems like we're doing a lot of repeating ourselves, huh? Rent expense. Salaries expense. Telephone expense. And utilities expense. Okay, we have our total expenses. Single line saying that we're going to be doing a total, and we put the total of those expenses in the right hand column. They should total up to $32,007. It looks like we made money because we spent, our expenses are a little bit less than our revenue, so we know we can put our net income down here for the final line. We subtract 32,007 from 35,730, and we end up with $3,723, and we double underline that. The $3,723 will be used on our statement of owner's equity, which we're heading to next. Okay. All right, on to our statement of owner's equity. So, abbreviating one more time just to save a little time. Connor McAllister, counselor and attorney at law. Statement of owner's equity. And this is also showing what happened over the month. So month ended April 30th, 2016. Okay, we begin by starting with the balance of the capital account at the beginning of the month. So So Connor McAllister Capital on April 1st, 2016 was $140,000. We got that from the balance sheet, or the trial balance. Next, we need to add in our net income for the month of April, which we just got. That was $3,723. Next, we need to subtract withdrawals that Mr. McAllister took, so that's less withdrawals for April, which he took an $8,000 drawing from his business to live on. Okay, so since we withdrew more than we made, we know we're going to have a decrease in capital. So our next line would be decrease in capital rather than increase in capital. So our decrease in capital, we will calculate by subtracting the $3,723 from $8,000. And we will show the decrease in capital on the right-hand side. That will be $4,277. It's a decrease. We're going to put in parentheses to remember that it is subtracted, not added. Then our last line is Connor McAllister Capital, April 30th, 2016. So we subtract $4,277 from $140,000, and our new capital for the end of April is $135,723. Double underline. Okay, one more statement. Now we make our balance sheet. Okay, our balance sheet has the heading again, balance sheet, and this time it is for the exact date that we're making it, which is April 30th. Okay, we have our assets on the left. Our liabilities and owner's equity will be on the right, but we start with liabilities. Most of the numbers on the balance sheet we pull straight from the trial balance, but we will pull the new owner's equity from our statement of owner's equity. Okay, so cash, accounts receivable, I should put them in as we go. $73,843. Accounts receivable was $8,180. Our automobile is $38,500. Our office equipment is $29,680. Office furniture $6,500. So our total assets, $156,703. Now we hope that we get that on the other side. That's what we're shooting for. So our liabilities was accounts payable, $20,980, and then we want to make this line up right, just to make it look really good. So our total liabilities and owner's equity is going to land here. So the line above that is going to be Connor McAllister Capital, And our heading there will be owner's equity. Okay, so now we just need to fill in our Connor McAllister capital from the statement of owner's equity, which was $135,723. Add that to our liabilities, and we should magically end up with $156,703. Double underline. If for some reason these two numbers don't match, we probably need to go double check our statement of owner's equity and make sure we didn't make a addition error. If we think we are still correct on the statement of owner's equity, and our liabilities and our owner's equity are correct, so if we're pretty sure that these are right now, then our next step is to re-add our assets to make sure we came up with the same number there. If that's not working out, then we want to look at our trial balance and see that we didn't transfer any numbers incorrectly over here. You know, it's just kind of backtracking, but you want to start with the easiest thing first. So this ends problem 3.5b. This is not an assigned problem, but a problem that I think will really help you finish 3.4 and 3.5a, and would be an awesome study for your Chapter 3 test. One more question. The analyze question: what was the net decrease of owner's equity during the month of April? That would be straight on your statement of owner's equity, and it would be the line that says decrease in capital. All right.